Back then, I, or rather the whole Phosphorus, was suffused with this desire to explore the world. However, the more we explored, the more mysteries arose. We were constantly speculating about how this world came to be and why these rules had been established. Vita also entrusted me to place this broken clock in the museum. She seemed a bit perturbed at the time, and she said something strange. "Little Green," she asked, "if this clock were disassembled and then reassembled, would it still be the same clock?" It's difficult for you to imagine, isn't it? You're much smarter than me after all. Research could be tedious at times, so you chose to help record the history of phosphorus. No, actually. Not long ago, I had a similar vision. It was about storing the clock in the museum. Maybe I'll remember everything soon, but... I'm sorry, Fuhua. We still have no memory of you and Grisil. It's okay, as long as you're willing to entertain the notion that we were once partners. Thank you. The girl nodded with a hint of shyness. Apart from that, I also remember some other things. In our pursuit of greater truth, we delved quite extensively into mining technology, and the land in Phosphorus was becoming increasingly difficult to cultivate. The rivers were polluted. Finally, we decided to activate the artifact. When we did, a flood came and razed everything we had built. We had advanced flood prevention measures, but were completely powerless against it. I can't remember what happened after. What about you, Blue? How did the cycle in your memory end? Pretty similar to yours, just that the scientific development might have been slightly delayed. The heating equipment at Phosphorus Metal Factory malfunctioned, causing a fire that burned down more than half of the city. To save the residents, we activated the artifact, which triggered a massive flood. It washed away the incinerated wreckages left by the fire and also washed away all other survivors. Our memory stopped at the moment the flood came. That's a sign of the cycle, right? Fuhua didn't answer. I see. So this time, don't worry, you didn't activate the artifact. Everything will be different. And where I came from, various disasters have occurred in the past. Hurricanes, wildfires, freezing blizzard, all of them claimed untold amount of lives. But our civilization didn't stop. Even finality brought by Honkai didn't have the power to deprive everything of their future. The experience led me to believe that building up small amounts of resistance has the power to create a brand new world. You see, since Grisil and I have appeared, the future has undergone some subtle change, has it not? Blue stared at Fuhua in astonishment. For the first time, the typically composed and thoughtful boy exhibited an expression that actually matched his childish appearance, one of bewilderment. Is that so? Of course, it's a promise. So long as we're here, we won't let the flood destroy your home. Blue and the others provided emergency food and water for everyone, so it's okay if we stay a few more days in the museum. Reliable as always, just as city representatives should be. What are you looking at, Purple? Vita went out of her way to bring us this exhibit. We had just become city representatives, and our schedules were jam-packed. Only when we were with Vita did we ever get a chance to relax. But Vita always had somewhere she had to be, so the time we could spend with her was limited. She was worried that we would feel lonely, so she would always bring us all sorts of interesting curios, this flower being one of them. Or maybe it's not a flower. Vita was always a practical joker. I can see that being the case. Vita told us there are flowers that can detect lies and that can discern the depth of emotions. We all wanted to see them. But Vita refused. She said, "How can primitive plants understand the complexity of human nature and emotions? Don't take it so seriously. We're not simple organisms programmed with set rules, or plants in a greenhouse. We have to see and think for ourselves. Only then can we understand the meaning of life and gain true freedom." To this day, I'm not entirely sure what she was getting at. Haven't we always been free? What do you think that Vita was trying to tell us? Looking at the plant, Fu Hua saw what seemed to be a devilish grin, one rather reminiscent of the one Vita always had plastered across her face. However, the Vita she had encountered was quite different from this girl's description. Fu Hua, I have this odd feeling. Did Vita change in some way? Did we do something to disappoint her? In each of the cycles I remember, Vita would always wake us up in the beginning. She named us and told us our identities. But if she knows about the cycles, why wouldn't she tell us? Sorry, I don't know either. Maybe she didn't want to hurt you, or maybe she had other motives. To be perfectly honest, my understanding of her is quite superficial, and I can't pretend to know what is going on inside her mind. I have sensed a strong premonition that Vita is going to do something utterly amazing, but at the same time, exceptionally difficult. So difficult that we can't even imagine. I wish she would tell us. We may not be able to help her, but we don't want to be kept in the dark and end up getting in her way. After all, She hesitated and used a word that felt somewhat unfamiliar to her. We're family. Fu Hua remained silent. She could utter encouraging promises of how they could overcome whatever they had, but she found it difficult to make such statements with any real conviction. What are these children to you, Vita? It feels like something's got into her head today. She didn't respond to my greetings with her usual energy. It seems that this disaster has hit her hard. I've been fine for a while now, Cyan. Go help Orange and the others. Apart from that, I think I should tell Vita about the box we found in the storeroom earlier. Very well, Little Red, but for now, I want to stay here with you. If you have something on your mind, you can talk to me. You're as caring as ever, Cyan, but you used to just call me Red. Really? Sorry, I can't remember much from before. Hey, you two. Oh, hey, Fu Hua. remembered that Vita greeted Fuhua casually. Although not long ago, she had been an entirely new face to him, he never felt nervous or awkward talking to her. It was as if they had known each other for a long time. Did you need something? I'm here to return this to its rightful owner. Fuhua handed him the roll of film along with the camera, which had been broken earlier. Grizzle said this camera was damaged beyond repair. I'll ask her to assemble a new camera for you after the flood is resolved. You might not remember, but you used to carry this camera with you all the time. You broke it during the confrontation with Moriarty in order to leave me an important clue. Science stared at the item. Although he was positive he'd never laid hands on this camera before, he nonetheless felt an inexplicable, strong connection to it. While still in a daze, his hand instinctively opened the disposable film roll. He had no recollection of any of the events portrayed on the film negative. One of the photos showed him, Orange, Red, and Fuhua bunched close together, each of them beaming with happiness. It was a photo taken before they had entered the Forbidden Ground, a final souvenir left by mindful Vita to help awaken their memories. The Vita stared at the photo in astonishment. We took this photo together? I have no memory of it at all. It's okay. Even if our memories fade, the friendships forged from those memories never will. Yeah, that's why as soon as I saw you, I felt this instant sense of closeness. Didn't you feel the same, little Red? I mean, Red. What's wrong? Did you get hurt helping the residents earlier? I'm fine. You must be exhausted after tussling with all those monsters. You should go rest for a while, Fuhua. I'll be fine here on my own. When we were distributing emergency supplies, Red said something wrong and got into an argument with someone. After that, she's been pretty down in the dumps. You didn't have to bring that up, Cyan. Just leave me be. Is it because you've forgotten everyone in the city? Fuhua, why aren't you giving me a dressing down? This is all because I trusted Moriarty. It's all my fault. It's not you. You simply lost your memories, that's all. So, as long as I don't remember, my mistakes can be forgiven? Why did it have to turn out like this? I promised to protect Phosphorus. I remember everyone's name and habits so clearly. I've always been with them. But everything is different now. Red clenched his teeth, trying not to show any weakness. Her hands trembled as if she was trying to hold onto something that no longer existed. It's all my fault. If I were stronger, smarter, maybe I wouldn't have lost my memories, and Phosphorus wouldn't be like this now. But now, when everyone needs me the most, all I can do is hide here and cower, afraid that they'll discover I'm not the same Red I used to be. I'm too afraid of seeing the unfamiliarity and surprise in their eyes. I'm scared that I'll make the same mistakes as before and hurt them all over again. I'm no longer the Red they once knew. All I'll do is disappoint them. Red, you're always yourself. Red, is there something you want to do? Me? Continue protecting phosphorus, of course. Even when I might be unable to. Even when you don't recognize the people in the city anymore. Yeah, as a city representative, I must protect everyone, no matter the circumstances. What about you, Cyan? Are you willing to trust Red now? Of course, Red hasn't changed at all. She's the same old Red I've always known. You see, your desires, the people you want to protect, your friends, everything is still the same. Even if your memories are gone, you're still you. 18 years ago, I lost many memories and forgot many things I shouldn't have. I suffered and did a lot of bad things because of it. But on the other hand, across a much longer time span, amongst the thousands of years of my life, I have been plagued by chaotic memories, both unable to resolve the past or see the future. I had to go through a lot of experiences to get through that thick skull of mine that all past experiences have left their mark on my life, regardless of whether I have bad memories or not. My memories have shaped me, but they don't define me entirely. Maybe this is all a bit hard for you to understand. That's okay. Someday you'll get it. The girl nodded thoughtfully. Thank you, Fuhua. You've given me a lot to think about. You're welcome. Meanwhile, in another room connected to the museum exhibition hall. Vita, aren't you going to say something? What should I say? About phosphorus and the lovely city representatives, I've already told you everything. Alright. There are some things I've only told your dear Fuhua. We've known each other longer after all. If you're curious, go ask her. My heart may be in it, but I detest having to repeat myself. Don't beat around the bush. Why did you keep the truth about phosphorus and Hustro's origin from the little Vitas? I haven't kept anything from them, at least not deliberately. It's simply that not everyone needs to know everything. In utopian paradise, angelic city representatives would live a life of bliss. That's how a fairy tale should be. Despite this, phosphorus was destroyed every time. Being the falcon upon which the cycle experiment is based, don't they deserve to know why? You clearly can rescue them from the cycle, but you only watch from the sidelines. Rescue? You're oversimplifying everything. Imagine, one day you find a suitable planet and establish a new civilization using samples from the Ark. Then, extraterrestrial life were to hijack it, overturn it, and twist it beyond recognition. Don't change the subject, that's too extreme. All things in this world screw towards extreme. It's an experiment orchestrated by a counterfeit creator. They won't let anyone interfere, and I don't have the power to challenge the creator. Besides, I am in no way duty-bound to do so. Yes, we're all city representatives, but that's all. How could you? Am I wrong? Would you really give everything for someone simply because they have the slightest connection with you, or said something that resonated with you? I possess neither loyalty nor ability to do that, and I advise you to banish such childish thoughts. As Moriarty mentioned, they're so pure and innocent that they see but good or evil. Once my actions seem to contradict their ideals, I'll turn from being Vita to an enemy who threatened the city. So instead of continuing to worry about such little things, it's better to think about what Moriarty is up to. What else? He deceived little Vitas and caused the city to fall into turmoil, just to provoke you and make you suffer. It's a giant act of retribution against you. I see. Then he's sorely mistaken. As you noticed, whatever they go through has nothing to do with me. I have no intention of sympathizing with them. How could any of their hardship cause me to feel pain? Vita, you! They trust you more than anyone in the world. Don't you feel anything at all for their misfortune? No, guilt is for fools and cowards, and I am neither. I see, you're right. Now's not the time to discuss this. However, once everything in phosphorus settles down, I will reveal to them who you truly are. Why do people always treat those who are honest so callously? Do they prefer hypocrisy over truth? What do you think, Fuhua? The little Vitas are not the type to waver and forget old friendships. They have demonstrated no small amount of remorse for having placed so much trust in Moriarty. Is that so? But what does that have to do with me? Let us pivot this conversation to a more productive topic. Moriarty is on the run now, and he might become an even bigger thorn on our side. You and he are old acquaintances, so you probably better understand him. How did you manage to defeat him before, Hua? Moriarty's soul and body had developed to an astonishing degree. To avoid the side effect of using Feng Huangdiang's power, I had to use a special device designed to counter Solium, and managed to incapacitate him. But later, due to various circumstances, and handed that device to Wild Joyce, the first Herrscher of this era, Moriarty in the museum now is different from the past, and past methods are no use. It's true, he's a polo projection, and his true whereabouts remains elusive. If he plans to remain hidden, we're in for a world of trouble. No, I know him. He won't remain in the shadow forever. He'll take further actions. But the city is already on the brink of destruction. What could his next target possibly be? Could it be that Moriarty's true target is the mastermind behind all this? Possible. The more chaotic the situation, the easier it might be for him to slip past us unnoticed. This could be the perfect time for the so-called creator to show. You're a real whiz when it comes to these things. But if Moriarty wants to do something, he has to approach them first. What's the connection between the mastermind and phosphorus? Apart from the representatives, there's only... She exchanged a glance with Fuhua. Ever since the flood began, there have been strange pillars of light rising from the Ark. But with all the flood water outside, it's not a good idea to be leaving the museum anytime soon. Vita, do you have any idea? Now you remember me. Vita shrugged. Let's go ask the Vitas. They spend the most time with Moriarty, so they might know something.